I'm the owner of the Grade 8 Barbecue Sauces and Dry Rubs. Today we're going to be doing a presentation of how we make ribs here at our house. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to the store and you're going to have to grab yourself the Grade 8 Dry Rub or order online from our website. This is great on pork, chicken, steak. We put it on popcorn, vegetables, and other things that you're just trying to season up with a lot of flavor. We're also going to be doing a version that's going to be sugar-free because in the next year, we're going to be presenting a keto version of one of our sauces. So be on the lookout for that. Along with that, we've got our line of sauces that you're going to need to pick up one of these at least, unless you want to do multiple flavors. We have our original, our Carolina mustard. If you can find it, there's still some apple out there, and our chipotle for some heat. But other than that, let's get going. All right, so we have our baby back ribs here. All I've done is I've cut them in half, allowing us to work with them differently in two different ways. So I'm going to leave the membrane on one half, and I'm going to take the membrane off on the other to test them out so we can see how they work as they cook. Just gives you an idea of what you see and what your preference is. It all just depends on what you'd like. But the first thing that you do is you spend time drying them off. Because once you throw that dry rub on, we don't want that just to soak in and just fall off in liquid form, because that's what will happen is the water will just make it run off. So that's step one. So keep that same paper towel, and when you're trying to pull the membrane, use that versus your hands because it grabs onto the membrane better. So once you get your hand underneath there, you can take it, you can pull that off. And you just keep pulling off in little pieces, and then from there, we'll start seasoning it. So now that you're all done prepping the meat, what I've done is I've taken it's what I would call a silver skin off the backside of this. And if you can tell, it's a little more glossy. It takes a minute. I also did some prep work trying to clean up some of the extra meat that's just kind of hanging off that's going to burn up when you throw it in your smoker. Now everything that we're doing here you can do in a oven as well. I'm not going to start with the sugar version. I'm going to start with the sugar-free version. I highly recommend you grab a Parmesan lid cap because from there you can actually screw this on top of our bottles to allow you to dispense the seasoning evenly. You can also buy a shaker and all that stuff, but it's just, I just did this for fun. So we found this out the easy way. So most people will put on a binder. I don't see the need when we're doing this. So I recommend just sprinkling it on top, giving it a quick rub. Make sure you have a bin nearby or a pan that you can throw these in once they're all done, because from there you're gonna wanna put them in the fridge for a couple days. So we're gonna get these all dressed up here, get them all coated, looking pretty, and we're gonna throw them into our bin. So once you're all done with that, grab your pan again, throw everything inside of here, and let it sit for 8 to 12 hours before you cook. All right, so here we go. We got our grill up to 250 degrees, 24 hours later. Go ahead, and if you're using a smoker, go ahead and start getting your smoke rolling. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our racks here. These are the sugar-free ones. We're gonna set these down over here. Get those all ready to go. Take our regular dry rub over on this side. And that way we're gonna just keep going. I'm gonna also put some portobello mushrooms in here. We're gonna get those smoking while I've got the smoker going. And we'll see you in a little bit. All right, so we're 1 hour in. We've been using hickory smoke with some apple wood as well to start creating a nice flavor profile. Like I said, along with that, we're doing some smoked portobello mushrooms here. But you can see that the skin's starting to dry up, or the outer layer is starting to dry up where you put that dry rub on. And we'll just let this go for another couple hours. All right, it's been 3 hours. Let's take a look at them. As you can see, they've all started to lose some of their water. Everything's getting tightened up. You can actually see in the back, you're starting to see the bones actually coming out of the ribs. It's a good thing when they're shrinking like that. So now that it's been 3 hours, we're gonna pull these off and we're gonna show you how we wrap them. All right, as you can see, we've got our setup here. We've got our ribs here. We've got some pineapple, which we use as a moisture. This is actually the rind that comes out of the pineapple. It's something that you don't eat, but you can use for moisture. We have our keto sauce and our original sauce and just some brushes that we can spread with. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna actually do the sugar-free ones first. So what I would typically do, actually, let me do this first. We're gonna throw down one of these rinds. I mean, I understand that that's got sugar in it, but it's just more to use. We're not gonna be eating it. It's just to get some moisture into the actual meat. So put that underneath. And from here, we take our sauce, we spread it on top. And we take our brush, we brush it on, just so it evenly coats. And then from there, we're gonna wrap them up. Just make sure you get a good coating on all of it, because that's gonna help keep them moist during the next cooking process. So next step is, after we're done with this, we will actually put them back into the grill. Sometimes people, this is when they'll transfer them into an oven, but if you already got the grill going, go for it. From there, go ahead, take them, wrap them up, make sure they're tight. Back in there for another hour, hour and a half. I still leave it at 250. All right, it's been an hour and a half since I put these back in, so we're gonna pull these out. We're gonna look at them, we'll let them rest for a minute too, and take them from there. All right, so these have been resting for about 15 minutes. Now, typically this is just how I would serve them. I'd let them rest, I slice them up, and I throw them, in a bin and let people eat them. But a lot of people will throw them back on and, crisp them up some, but just wanted to let you know. See, that's how easy they come apart. And the system works. This is the one with these actually have the backing on them. This is the membrane that I was talking about earlier. So it still comes off very easily. I mean, they're tender, they're warm. So this is something you don't have to do in a smoker, but you can if you have one. Otherwise, you do the exact same thing, just in an oven. So again, these are the sugar-free option, but man, they are juicy. See how easy that just pulls apart? So highly recommend doing it yourself. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. Thank you and have a great day.